Good morning. It's Dr. Latasha again with Insightful Options, with the Green McIlwaine Foundation, with Green McIlwaine Properties, and with, goodness, I'm a little out of breath here. And we also have Dr. Dream Dancer Studio. We have Dr. Latasha McIlwaine.com. So I wanted to just follow up today. I'm taking a walk in the Uptown area, doing a little snippet and video, talking about the inner childhood wounds and focusing a little bit on that today. I'm doing a presentation in the next few weeks talking about our emotions and our behaviors when we're working with young folks, we're working with adolescents, we're working with children, and just kind of putting out there that, yeah, we do have some things that follow us from childhood into adulthood. And then also, not only that, we also have little people that we're working with and that we're seeing in the communities. Our youth, they're dealing with stuff, some of the same stuff that we dealt with, but they're dealing with stuff and they need support and they need some assistance. And some of the things that I'm going to be saying in the presentation is really talking about how do we get to our emotional well-being, or getting our emotional intelligence up, and also getting our emotional self-care on. So I know everyone knows that I talk about self-care and taking care of ourselves, but a lot of times when you start doing that, and I'm a person that can witness to it, when you start doing that whole self-care, emotional care, and just really taking care of yourself, your mental care, everything, your physical care, that is something that we have to be mindful about, and we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. A lot of times I've noticed that people who do not take care of themselves, they're in that mindset of the fear and the what ifs and the issues that cause us a lot of concerns and a lot of problems when it comes down to taking care of ourselves. And we tend to follow the crowd, and because the crowd's not taking care of themselves, we don't take care of ourselves. So we have to get away from that. We have to get away from being such a follower in the community. We have to be more of a leader, and we have to put forth the effort to change some of these negative mindsets and negative beliefs that go on. And that's all the way from childhood all the way to adulthood, because what we're noticing is that, kids are coming in, kids are pretty different than they used to be years ago. And not only are they different, they're also at a point where they are, experiencing and doing different things, like having a moment where a child would really attack or, cuss at, or, just not have that level of respect for adults. That could be coming from home. And anything can be going on at home, which goes back to the childhood inner wounds. And that could be around just thoughts that they're at home. They could be bullied at home. They could be having abnormal amounts of pressure on them at home. They could be, even though their parents are good parents, their parents are forcing them or making them feel like they're forced to be well, do well, and they're not an A-B student. They are a C-D student, just barely passing type student. But I say that to say we have to be mindful about, in general, how we are addressing our young people and how we are trying to be the parent, the adult, the caregiver, the teacher, the clinician, the provider. We have to be more on top of our inner thoughts and our inner emotions, and dealing with our childhood emotions and things of that nature and our childhood wounds. We can be of assistance to, again, break the cycle of our younger people having to go through some of the same things we're going through and having to figure it out when they're adults. We can try to start doing things like that now with young people and try to get them on a good track to move forward. So just wanted to share that this morning. Again, I'm all into reading a book that's actually on YouTube, and I'm sending it around to a lot of my family members in regards to dealing with the inner childhood wounds and nurturing yourself and taking care. It's almost like going back and reparenting that child that was hurt and things like that. And I'll admit, I tried doing it in my 20s, late 20s, didn't work. But now that I'm doing it and have done it in my late 40s, works like a charm. I'm a totally different person. Plenty of people will probably tell you that if they know me, but I am a totally different person when it comes down to my moods, my emotions, how I see things, how I want to deal with things. I've always been very optimistic and very positive, but I'm even more optimistic and even more positive now in life. So we're at 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks so much for tuning in. Dr. Latasha McIlwaine signing off.